You just want to see. Everything's so peaceful here. I wonder if this is how Japan looks like. I wonder. I just wonder sometimes.
This area sure feels gloomy. People probably don't come here often, do they? Tricks? Or are there things embedded in the statue?
Visions.
Visions? You mean all the visions that are collected from the Vision Hunt Decree are put into this statue?
So you've already heard of the Vision Hunt Decree. Before I try to explain, I should perhaps remind you first that Mondstadt is the city of freedom, and Liyue is the city of contracts. As for Inazuma, it's known as the Nation of Eternity. The Raiden Shogun is both the nation's most powerful ruler and its deity. The Eternity in question is her endless and unchanging will to rule over Inazuma. As such, she relies on the Tri-Commission to regulate the nation's affairs and the Sakoku Decree to limit the people's movement. The Shogun wishes to keep Inazuma in stasis, allowing the stream of time to flow from one end to the other without disturbing it for all time.
Seems like every god has their own will.
Of course, this is my own limited understanding. As for the reason behind the recent Vision Hunt Decree, perhaps the Shogun believes that visions grant people the power to change, and that her eternity doesn't allow for such instability to exist. Whatever the case, the fact is that the Raiden Shogun has dispatched the Tenryo Commission to scour the nation for visions, embedding each one in this statue. And this statue of the omnipresent god can be seen as Inazuma's symbol of eternity.
But if that's the case, wouldn't you say that the Raiden Shogun is being, I don't know, selfish?
Only outlanders such as yourselves would ever dare speak out so directly against the Raiden Shogun. And yet, I agree. The Vision Hunt Decree is something that simply should not exist. And Miss Kamisato has been committed to fighting it since the day it was announced.
Oh my god.
Huh? Hey, are you okay? You look like your mind...
Sound? What sound? I didn't hear anything. Did something happen?
Yeah, you touched the statue, and then... And then what?
Aspirations? That would seem to confirm the saying. Have you heard it before? That when a person's ambition reaches a certain strength, the gods look upon them with favor. That is where visions come from. In other words, a person's vision represents their ambition. So if what you just said is true, then the ambitions of these people are stronger than I imagined. Alright, time for the next stop on our tour of Narukami Island, the Kamisato residence.
Finally!
Let's go see it. Bear, shut up. I should have looked that way too.
With the wind.
This is not the way. Oh, what the fuck? It should be working.
With the wind.
Bro, why is it not working?
Go.
Oh my god, I keep up the phone. Oh my god, bro.
Huh?
Okay, I'll just come back to it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it.
Huh? So, this is the kind of place where the big shots of Inazuma live, huh? Paimon kinda...
Welcome at last to the Kamisato residence, honored guests. Miss Kamisato is delighted to finally meet you.
Is this the Shirazage Himegimi you keep going on about? So, where's she at? Oh, behind the screen?
Yes. As the daughter of the Yashiro Commission, this is how Miss Kamisato is accustomed to receiving guests. Consider it a time-honored tradition within the Yashiro Commission. Forgive me if this is an unwelcome surprise.
Makes sense. She's a super important person after all.
Please forgive my lack of courtesy for receiving you in this fashion, especially following such a long and wearisome journey over the sea. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation, and Toma assures me that you do indeed possess the power to change the tide of the times. At present in Inazuma, in the name of the Vision Hunt Decree, the people's aspirations are being senselessly trampled underfoot. Though the Yashiro Commission serves the Shogun, it is the people with whom we share close bonds, given the contact we are required to have with them in the performance of our duties. A commission's power rises and falls with the trust of their people. Thus, we cannot remain indifferent to this situation without also remaining indifferent to our own fate. Traveler, lend us your power, and we can... Oh.
See, milady, it's just like I said. This will take us nowhere.
No, please! Wait! Please, don't go! I will introduce you to the Raiden Shogun on one condition. You must fulfill 3 small wishes on my behalf.
What are your wishes?
They pertain to 3 whose visions were taken from them. Perhaps once you've met them, you will understand.
A warrior who guards a village, a former samurai who helped carry out the Vision Hunt Decree, and a swordmaster determined to become the best in the world. Does Paimon got that right?
Correct. Please do all you can to help them.
I'm sure you'll do great.
All this to meet a female is crazy.
Let's see. Where's the person Ayaka told us?
Why are you doing this? Why leave all of a sudden, after all these years?
After all these years.
Precisely. It's much too sudden. We've had no time to prepare. The children are desperate for you to take them out to play. Please, we urge you to reconsider.
That must be the guy Ayaka told us about. Let's go over and see.
If you want my opinion, something to do with the vision hunt. It's clear that Tejima had done nothing wrong, and still they confiscated his vision. I can't claim to fully understand it, but I could. Truth be told, we aren't sure whether trying to keep him here is the right thing to do. But equally, it doesn't feel right to let him leave when he's in this state.
Seems like he's a well-respected guy around here.
Ah, you must also be here to try and convince Tejima to stay. Tejima has protected this place ever since he arrived here 30 years ago.
Damn.
Keeping out the treasure hoarders, fending off any monsters that draw near, resolving quarrels between the villagers. He has put an enormous amount of work into looking after this place, and we all think the world of him. But now, all of a sudden, he says he plans to leave us. We can't help but wonder, was it something we did? We will gladly apologize if that's the case. All we want is for him to stay.
Okay, I think I understand now.
You must be Tejima. So what's made you want to up and leave all of a sudden?
Me?
Right.
It's not a question of why I want to leave, but a question of what reason I would have to stay. True, but that's not why I chose to stay here. And what made me want to come here 30 years ago? And why have I never wanted to leave in all that time?
Right.
I don't have answers to those questions because I can't remember anymore.
Oh, damn.
Ever since they took my vision away, it's like a slice of my memory is gone. In the past, I knew I wanted to stay here. But whatever resolve I had then, it's gone now.
Gone now.
So I thought, what's to stop me from moving around instead? The emptiness inside me will be there either way.
Okay. Well, in that case, if we help you rediscover the reason you chose to stay, you won't need to leave anymore, right? But if you can't remember anything, it's not gonna be easy. Oh, maybe if you just try a little harder to remember, then it'll all come flooding back?
Nope.
Oh, that reminds me. Last time I brought Tejima some fruit, I do believe I saw him writing in a diary.
I keep a diary? If you say so.
Nigga, are you
I
gay?
honestly can't seem to remember.
Oh, yes, you do.
Chat,
And what's
what
more, I
guy
remember you
carries
saying
a diary?
at the time that you wanted to make a note of a few
or like call it
interesting things.
a diary.
Things which would prove very important at a later date.
Perfect! So if we want to keep Tejima from leaving, we just need to find his diary. It must be around here somewhere. Let's take a look.
If you don't mind, we will leave you to find the diary. We should head back to the village to inform the others of Tejima's situation.
So now I gotta go find a fucking diary.
This looks like Tejima's. Let's see what we have here. Today, the villagers and I got together to cook dry braised salted fish. I messed up and burned mine a little, so I had to pretend that it was Black Snakehead instead. Today, I helped rescue a kid who had fallen in the water. After I pulled him out, he told me that his best friend Bamboo was still in the water. I searched the water the whole afternoon before finding out that Bamboo was the name of his pet crab. I went kite flying today. The string broke, so I chased after it as fast as I could. I soon realized I was never going to get it back, so I just found somewhere to sit and watch as it flew away into the distance. Seems like your average diary of daily village life. Huh?
Right.
Wait, I went to pray at the shrine again today and stayed there a while. The Omamori you gave me has faded a little, but it is still my most treasured possession.
So we gotta go to the
Now
shrine.
that's the kind of info we're looking for. Time to pay a visit.
So we just gotta go to the shrine, right?
So this is interesting. Looking at the color and the design, Paimon would have thought it belonged to a child. But anyway, if he had this with him all the time,
So
there's a chance some of his elemental energy remained on it.
So
Do you think that it might come in handy?
I'm guessing when he got here, a child that he used to like know, or like a child that he used to like call as a friend or his son or daughter or whatever. It's probably like, you know, probably passed away.
One day, I'll be as great as
Doesn't talk to him. Can't go in. Can't not go in.
Somewhere that Tejima visited a lot. The soil looks like it's been disturbed. Maybe Tejima buried something precious here. Something that kept him in the village all these years? Must be something pretty amazing if it made him stick around for 30 years. Let's dig it up and take a look. It looks like a letter. The paper's gone yellow. Must have been written a really long time ago. Konda Village. Sounds so familiar. Where is that place again? So the reason Tejima... But he's been here for 30 years. Well, let's go give Tejima his...
It's because they probably passed away.
Well, I'll be. That's certainly my handwriting. And I guess the Omamorian letter belonged to me too. But I have no memory of anything that's written in this diary. Still, it's clear that I was waiting for someone here, and that I chose to wait for 30 years. Over the years, I must have made a note of anything interesting. Anything that I could share with her when we were finally reunited. And just look at all the things that did happen over the years. The time has flown by so quickly. 30 years feels like the blink of an eye. How could I have forgotten something so important to me? Now that I think about it, when my vision was taken from me, it felt like I'd suddenly been hollowed out. Love, regret, everything I felt for her, it's all disappeared. No, not especially. After all, I've forgotten who she was. Her face, her voice, the things we experienced together. I barely recall any of it. It's as if she'd never been in my life to begin with. As if all these years have been nothing but a hazy dream. I think maybe not. If this is something I waited most of my life for, I suppose I should carry on waiting. Although, what if she were to turn up eventually, only to find I didn't remember so much as her name? Wouldn't that be upsetting for her? When I think about it like that, I do feel a slight tinge of sadness in my heart. How curious. Why am I thinking like this when I don't even remember who she is? It's just like that feeling of emptiness. The feeling that something is missing. Thank you both for helping me reconnect with my reason for staying here. I shall remain here and keep waiting for her.
Tejima seems to be dealing okay, but still, it makes Paimon real. Seems it's just like Ayaka and Tomo were saying. If you lose your vision, you lose all your hopes and dreams too.
Damn.
That certainly explains the state Tejima was in earlier. At least we were able to help him, weren't we?
No. Cause
Well,
he still
let's
can't
go
fucking remember.
According to Miss Kamisato.
No, now that I think, there's still more domains. Oh, fuck. How the fuck I'm supposed to get all the way over there, though? Oh my god. I forgot. Yeah, we really didn't help him. Like, we really didn't. Like he still can't remember. He was like, but
They say the
I feel
Tenryou
so,
Commission is directly
I feel
controlled by
so
the
sad
Shogun.
that I forgot
They're the
this
ones
person.
responsible for maintaining law and order in Inazuma. The ones
Right.
actually enforcing the Vision Hunt decree.
Mm-hmm.
But why would they take action against one of their own? Paimon doesn't get it. Huh?
Probably
There
have
seems to be
power
some
over the
commotion
people.
over there.
Probably have
Let's go see
more
what's
power
happening.
over the people they're
I'll
supposed
ask
to be
one more time. Do
taking
you
care of
intend
it.
to withhold this month's emergency provisions?
The entire clan is counting on that food. We demand an explanation.
How
As
many
you
times
should.
do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency provisions.
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand? Not some goods to be pocketed by greedy samurai.
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this.
Damn.
Oh, huh? And who are you? One of
Damn, I was
Kurosawa's
asking a
gang, no doubt.
question. How about you get off my dick,
What?
nigga? I'm trying to
We
help
just
you.
happened to be passing by. We heard the commotion and came to see what the matter was.
Like, nigga,
I
do you not
see.
know me?
You seem
I'm
to
the
have come just at the
traveler.
right time.
I'm
Perhaps
the
you
one
can help
that
us
helped
settle this
Mondstadt.
matter.
I'm the one that helped
This is
Leo
Kurosawa.
Harbor.
He's a samurai and a member of the
You won't
Shogun's
come
army.
disrespecting
They
me.
issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible for distribution. In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us anything.
Probably
He's
don't
keeping
fucking
the
remember.
provisions for himself. I just know it. We'll starve without them.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man, but he's shown his true colors. He's the same as all the other samurai. It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule the nation.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. But why would she ever want us to help someone like him? Maybe we should talk to Kurosawa and see what he has to say.
Let me talk questions, dude. You know what I mean?
I've never even heard of these emergency provisions. I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, it's ridiculous. If I was hoarding supplies, would I still be the poor man I am today? My own family can barely get by as it is. No, if you'll excuse me, I've got other matters to attend to.
So it kind of sounds like this
And
place.
that's the first bit of truth I've
It's
heard
just
all
really
day.
poor, but
The Shogun's army
the
told
rich
me that I was unworthy of my vision.
don't really.
And they
like-
said I was slacking off in my
Like
work.
it's kind of hard to say. Like
Apparently,
it's like their
I'd
ruler
even disappointed the right
don't know what
Shogun.
they're doing. That's what
And
like.
that's why they
Like she
confiscated my
can't
vision.
cover
Oh,
funds.
that's strange.
She can't
You
like
were helping enforce
provide
the vision
food.
hunt decree. Why
And
would
what's
you
crazy
be
is like
unworthy
you
of
live
your
on an
vision?
island by sea,
To
so
be
like
perfectly honest,
you would think like
I don't
you
seem
can
to
have
remember the
fishermen,
details.
you know, do
All I
you
know
know
is that I
some
would
shit like
perform
that,
certain
right?
things every month. But I don't recall what they were. And it's not just that. I have this unsettling feeling, like someone owes me something.
Does it have to do with the missing emergency provisions?
I didn't take any. Like I said, if I was taking them for myself, I wouldn't be going through such hard times right now. To top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders, which is why I came here in the first place. I was chasing after them when I got held up by these two. If you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself. If there were any emergency provisions to be had, they would have found them.
Huh. He seems to be telling the truth. But we better confirm. Let's go round up those treasure hoarders and see what they have to say. We should be able to follow their tracks. They couldn't have gone too far.
Okay, let's go find the treasure hoarders.
We really outdid ourselves this time. All those samurai houses packed with goods. We really hit the jackpot. I mean, besides that one house.
You haven't seen anything yet. There'll be a lot more where this came from.
Okay.
Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey of pillage and plunder that will go down in
Was this the
hoarder
nigga that we-
history.
Oh wait, no, I didn't.
You the man,
seen it.
boss.
So before I came
Seem
to
like the
Leeway,
treasure hoarders we're after. Let's teach them a lesson.
like that nigga over there.
Another test subject.
Steady as stone.
Let me just help.
I got careless.
Come on, get down.
I must.
Got careless.
Easy.
Oh, there goes all the Mora. We worked hard to steal that, you know?
You work
Come
hard
on,
to do
boss.
that.
Think of
You
something.
You didn't work hard for shit.
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders?
Fuck
We
you.
could use someone like you.
Forget it. I tell us all you know about. Not likely. We're
Kurosawa. Oh, I remember. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh? Just our luck. I knew he shouldn't have hit that place.
So what did you see inside? Was it stuffed with food supplies?
Food supplies? You kidding? That place was a complete mess. All we found was a strange-looking box, hopefully with valuables inside. I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I was planning on opening it myself once we got back. But now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal? That little box for our freedom. What do you say?
deal. Now show us what's in the box.
This bottle cap just makes it easier to
Huh?
circle. But
What the?
These are the 4 ones that I drew.
There's nothing in here but IOUs!
Yeah, a lot of them
There we
too.
go.
And they all seem to be made out to the owner of a general goods store, a Miss Aoi. We're talking tons of Mora here. We better talk to this Miss Aoi and get to the bottom of this. As for you guys, you're free to go. Just pray that our paths...
So, we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs. Does that mean we broke even?
Shut it. Let's just get out of here.
See, that's how niggas don't ever learn their fucking lesson, bro. Like, you gotta, you just gotta work them up a little bit. Just work them up a little bit. Feel me? You feel me? You feel me? You feel me? You feel me?
Go! Phew. Huh? Go! Phew.
First, let me do this real quick.
Huh?
Ooh, AR-38. Let's go.
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. We've got everything you need. Can I help you find something? Or perhaps there's something you want to inquire about? Ah, so you're friends of Kurosawa, I take it? Perhaps you're here to pay off his debts.
Whoa, whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're just here to learn where they all came from. How did Kurosawa end up
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. He'd always put the payment on his own account. However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer enough to cover the cost. So, he started writing out IOUs to cover whatever he couldn't afford of the usual amount.
So that's how he was getting those emergency provisions. But why did he have to purchase a usual amount? If the price is increased, couldn't he just buy less?
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating how much they needed to sustain them each time. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough, especially after such long and careful planning. So he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather than let the people down.
Wow. Kurosawa was purchasing all the emergency provisions at his own expense. And no one ever appreciated what he did. They just complained and held him accountable.
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. In the face of hardship, nobody cares to think twice. If you ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the supplies from the start, then there wouldn't be such a severe backlash now. Of course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. What he was doing was truly a thankless deed. As for why he chose to spend his own money on emergency provisions and never tell anyone, I'm still not too clear myself. If you're still curious, why don't you go ask him yourself? I see. That reminds me, it seems that his vision was recently confiscated. Most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to sell that sword that is so dear to him.
Sword? What sword?
Oh, didn't he tell you? He possesses a very valuable blade. He's carried it for years now. I've asked him about its origins. He told me that it was a gift from his father, that it was too precious to sell. In hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Everything has its price, at least that's what I think. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Perhaps it'll even provide you with the answers you're looking for. Oh, but before you go, if you would kindly settle today's bill.
But we
Niggas want me to just pay everything like I'm fucking Jay-Z
Information
or
is
some
also
shit.
a kind of commodity, wouldn't
Oh
you
my
agree?
god.
Don't worry, I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing
Cap.
we ever discussed was explicitly confidential anyway.
At least we now know where the emergency provisions are. Let's go talk to Kurosawa again.
Niggas want me to just pay anything and this ridiculous. No wonder y'all shit is so fucking poor out here.
What are you doing here all by yourself? Where did those other two go?
I presented them with a choice. Either they left or I drew my sword. They left. It turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Perhaps I should start using it more often. Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders? Everything I said was true, right?
That just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were distributing emergency provisions.
Strange. Is that really the kind of person I was? I don't really have any such recollection. Even after all you've told me, I still don't remember anything. Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such a difficult situation? I really don't understand. But I cannot deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was somehow reluctant to do so. This sword was once wielded by my father. I remember once when I was young, I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the kids next door. My father ended up catching me in the act and scolded me severely. What did he say? I can't seem to remember that either. It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. So many memories gone. Forever. No matter how hard I try to remember, all I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed. Before he passed away, he placed the sword in my hands and said to me, "With this sword, you should..."
You should what?
Hey, if you look carefully, there seems to be some words engraved on the hilt. Can you recognize the words?
Virtue and justice? Somehow those two words seem to explain everything now. Taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. I guess that must have been my greatest ambition after all. But what use are virtue and justice? I purchased the provisions for those in need. And look how things ended up.
Oh my god.
The Tenryo Commission seized my vision. And the very people I was so desperately trying to help refused to understand me. And the irony of all of it is, I somehow still felt sorry when threatening them with my blade.
Yeah, the
I'm
blade part,
incapable of being a good person, yet I'm equally unable to be bad. I don't know what to do with my...
Yet another troubled soul. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa's debt. In any case, we must never let him sell off that sword. Yeah, seems like losing all ambition is a terrible experience. Fortunately for us, you don't have a vision. Let's go find the next poor soul.
See, I don't feel like we're like helping anybody. I feel like we're just making things worse. It's like we don't need to do that. We don't. Like, we're supposed to be here fixing things instead of making things worse. It's crazy.
The third person who had their vision taken is supposed to be a famous sword master. Paimon heard that he's the present-day master of Meikyo Shisui art. Sounds pretty impressive. This is his dojo. Luckily, there's some people around.
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine. Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong, but he fought them all off in the end, didn't he?
Maybe, but things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never shaken him.
It's just because he's been possessed, that's all.
Possessed?
Once the exorcism has taken place.
Hey there!
Nigga, possessed?
Who are you?
Nigga, you don't know me? I'm a traveler.
Trespassers are just here to harass us while Sensei is impaired. Don't make me draw my blade, or you won't live to regret it.
No,
your blade, nigga.
What's
up? What's up? What's up?
Came here to,
What's up?
Disciples.
Yep, but then we got.
I would.
Please accept my. You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently. I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? My fellow disciple Nanako and I will explain Sensei's situation to you in a little more detail. Then you can decide whether to stay or to leave. Sensei's name is Domon. A name I'm sure you've already heard. Though self-taught, he mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He then proceeded to defeat many other prominent sword masters, never losing a single fight. He once said that his goal was to become the best sword master in the world. And so, even while training us, he continued to hone his own art. His fervor truly inspired us, and we trained hard, determined to keep up with him. But then...
Not long ago, Sensei had his vision taken away. He hasn't been the same since. He says the strangest things over and over, and he refuses to let us train. Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's being possessed by an evil spirit. So we've asked the shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine to perform an exorcism. But if I'm honest, I still have my doubts over whether he'll completely recover.
The Grand Narukami Shrine? What's that?
You haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on Narukami Island. The head shrine maiden is reputed to have very close ties with the almighty Shogun herself. Not that we'd have any means of involving the head shrine maiden, of course. But even one of the ordinary shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine would have clear power and authority to perform an exorcism. So don't worry, Nanako. Sensei is going to be just fine. The exorcism will take place this evening. You're both more than welcome to come and watch if you're interested.
So, losing your vision can cause possession? Guess we should come back this evening and see for ourselves.
Shh. So you decided to come. It's a good thing you didn't arrive any earlier. You would have had to witness Sensei in one of his fits of madness. Just now, when Nanako was attending to him, she heard him whispering a few names to himself. When she asked him who the people were, he suddenly looked panic-stricken and pushed her away. It looked like he was in great distress. He was covering his ears and looking frantically around him with bloodshot eyes. All the while he kept calling those names. Some of them we knew, others we didn't recognize. But they all seemed to be the names of sword masters he had defeated in the past. One of them was Anzai. He used to be a fellow disciple of Sensei's. His senior, in fact. But Sensei defeated him in a duel many years ago. And he has been a wanderer ever since. Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name.
Okay.
Thankfully, the shrine maidens managed to subdue him. So the exorcism can finally continue. The ritual has now begun. All we can do is patiently await the result. Here's hoping Sensei will be back to his normal self very soon. Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some water. If he wakes up, he is sure to be thirsty.
Huh? Who's that sneaking around? Uh-oh, we won't let them get away with it. Come on, let's go.
Let's go get them. The greatest Scooby-Doo game.
Go! Phew. Seems they aren't here. Should we keep going further up? Is this definitely the right place? Let's look a little further up. Aha! Suspicious person!
How? Are you sure you're Domon's disciples? Unless... I guess it's been a few years.
Excuse me? We're the ones asking the questions here. First off, who are you? And what are you doing sneaking around these parts? You seem like bad news, mister.
Bad news? I'll have you know I trained side by side with Domon back in the day. Long before you ever showed up. I don't care to talk about that time anymore. But if you must know, I am Domon's senior.
His senior?
Anzai. Yes, that's me. Because I don't wish to see Domon or anyone else associated with him ever again. When we were young, we trained under the same swordmaster, studying Meikyo Shisui art together. I had begun training 5 years before him, and everyone looked up to me as a steady and dependable older disciple. Practitioners of Meikyo Shisui art seek to achieve stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation.
You know, we're just playing the story.
So the majority of disciples are indifferent to rank and reward.
We're just trying to help
I
people
was
who,
no
who
exception.
like lost their vision,
But Domon was
and
different.
they're losing memory.
The first thing he did when he joined was go straight to our sensei and ask him, with a beaming smile. Sensei scolded him and told him that the art of the sword should not be used for such vain ends. Sensei said that coveting the title of the best swordmaster, barely days into his training, showed that he had a fickle mind. I thought so too at the time. But Domon began making swift progress in his training, and even started catching up with me. Only then did I realize that it was Domon who had long since freed his mind from all agitation. He was consumed by his singular desire.
Sure sounds like he meant business.
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that I would succeed our sensei as the master of Meikyo Shisui art. Of all the disciples, I was the most gifted. I had trained the longest. Everyone had high expectations. Domon's arrival changed everything. When we sparred, I lost not just the match, but my pride and my status too. I fled the dojo that day and never looked back. Later,
so instead of
I
trying to
heard
get
that
your
he
get back,
sparred
you
with Sensei
just
too.
fuck it.
Sensei
And
was
you just
advanced
start
in
hating
years
this
by
nigga.
then, and unfortunately, that match used up every last ounce of energy in his body. After that, I wanted nothing further to do with him. Deep down, though, I still respected his mastery of the blade and his commitment to the art of the sword. So, when I heard rumors that he had lost his mind, my first reaction was to dismiss them as false. How could he, of all people, have lost his mind? His mind was the sharpest of them all. He had practiced Meikyo Shisui art to perfection. I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. Then, to my complete astonishment, I heard him call my name. I thought mine was a name he had long since forgotten.
Well, guys,
So you see, I came here not to cause him any harm. I just wanted to see for... Okay, you've heard my story. You should get back now. The exorcist...
Seems like we got it wrong this time. He wasn't here to mess up the exorcism
Oh, a new episode of
at all.
Classroom Elite just dropped?
Still, Paimon's not
Oh
sure
my,
we
I
should
wish
bring him back
I
with
wish
us.
I had a PC where I could just stream anime we drop, because Classroom Elite, that shit's fire. But okay,
What?
Classroom Elite
You're
is
saying he
fire.
isn't possessed? Does that mean
If
that
y'all
he's
trying to
just
find
lost
an
his
anime
mind?
to watch,
How is that possible?
I
No,
recommend.
No, I refuse
Classroom
to believe
Elite.
it. Something's clearly wrong.
I promise you, that show would not
Nanako,
disappoint.
please.
I'm sorry. With what powers I have, I can find no sign of any malignant spirit having possessed Domon. But spirits may take a myriad of forms in this world, many of which I cannot claim to have witnessed myself. Thus, I dare not rule out possession with complete certainty. And all is certainly not lost, for I received word not long ago that Lady Yai has taken an interest in your sensei's case.
Lady Yai? Is that the same Lady Yai that I think you mean?
The head shrine maiden of the Grand Narukami Shrine? That's wonderful news! Then Sensei will be sure to recover.
Correct. Lady Yai is most knowledgeable indeed, and has abundant experience in the exorcism of evil spirits and aversion of great calamities. I am unable to say for certain whether an evil spirit has possessed your sensei, but Lady Yai can give a conclusive verdict.
Excuse me, Miss Inagi, but I must ask, should we prepare a greeting gift for Lady Yai?
That won't be necessary. All that is required of you is your timely arrival at the Grand Narukami Shrine. Lady Yai does not like to be kept waiting. I must leave now, but we will meet soon at the shrine. I wish Domon a full and speedy recovery.
Who'd have thought Lady Yai herself would have taken notice of our sensei's case?
Do you mean to say that Sensei isn't renowned enough to deserve Lady Yai's attention?
No, that's not what I meant at all. You misunderstand me. I just mean this is Lady Yai, the head shrine maiden. She has direct and close contact with the almighty Shogun herself. Anyway, you should join us too, tomorrow. Given that you've traveled all this way just to meet our sensei, we, the disciples of Meikyo Shisui Art, will do our best to help you.
Sure, who knows? Maybe.
Yeah, I think we should try over there.
Do you think that's Lady Yai? Oh, no wonder Junyo is so excited. She has a really striking presence. Also, is it just Paimon? Or did she look right at us just now? It was
I
probably
see my drip.
nothing.
I'm
It's
dripped
not
down.
like she's ever seen us before.
Keep away. Keep away from me. I gave up the art of the sword. Please, let me go, I beg you.
As you can see, Lady Yai, Domon has persisted in this state for some time now. He appears to see those who have lost to him in duels past, gathered all around him to persecute him.
Lady Yai, it must be a possession, right? This is nothing like him at all. In the past, no matter what came his way, he would always face it with a confident smile.
I
I'm sorry. It is clear to me that your sensei is not possessed by any evil spirit.
But then does that mean he...
Yes. This is a change in the person himself. Unable to cope with the tremendous pressure he was under, he suffered a spiritual collapse. With his wits impaired, he finally descended into madness. As one who is thrown into the sea, though he fights back desperately against his predicament, it does nothing to prevent his descent into the depths. As for what has triggered this change, I believe it must be the loss of his vision. For to be stripped of one's vision is to be stripped of one's ambition.
Stripped of his ambition? But Lady Yi, even without his ambition, why should he suffer such a dramatic change? How does that explain his descent into madness?
Your school practices Meikyo Shisui art, does it not? Stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. What a fine notion that would be if any in this world could ever hope to achieve it. There was once one who claimed to be indifferent to rank and reward, and who fled enraged when defeated by his junior. And then there was an aged swordmaster who was aggrieved enough that he crossed blades with a disciple he himself had taught. Then, what of the one who crossed blades with his own sensei and beloved fellow disciple, and defeated them both? Can one truly remain unagitated, of still mind in moments such as these?
Lady Yi, I'm not sure I understand.
The path of the Swordmaster is filled with twists and turns. It is no small undertaking to pursue the position of greatest Swordmaster in the world. It requires one to take their sword firmly in both hands and cut down the hopes and dreams of others, even those of one's closest companions. Only a deep commitment to his ambition to become the best made it possible for him to rise above the pain of these encounters, to focus on the way ahead. When that ambition disappeared, he began to doubt himself. As he battled his growing anxiety, he slowly descended into the state you see him in now. Much like a certain fatally flawed friend of mine.
Poor Sensei. To think he's been suffering so greatly.
I'm sorry. It's all my fault. Father, Sensei, Onsai.
That's enough.
Huh? Isn't that Onsai? Where did he come from? Did he follow us the whole way here?
Onsai, why are there two of you? Is that you or a ghost? You're here for revenge, aren't you? I knew it would come. I never should have...
You're right to assume that my feelings towards you are far from kindly. But I didn't come here to settle a score. It's been so long now that I made peace with it years ago. You did nothing wrong that day. I couldn't face the humiliation. That's why I ran. I don't think most of the people you beat along the way would hold it against you. On the contrary, when you cut our ambitions short, we entrusted them to you, in the hopes that they might carry you further. Now I know that we can't place our hopes in you any longer, since you've been stripped of your ambitions too. But that is no reason to strip them of theirs. Follow the way of the sword all the way to the highest peak. You taught them that, didn't you?
But what if one day... I put everything I had into trying to become the best. But what if it was all a huge mistake right from the start?
No.
If there's a chance they'll end up like me one day, I'd rather they stay where they are now than go any further down this path.
Have you asked them what they think?
Sensei, after you rescued me from the hands of the pirates, I told myself I would follow in your footsteps. I can't know whether I will suffer in my future as you. I want to keep going until the day that I can stand before everyone with my head held high and announce that I, like my sensei Domon before me, am a master of Meiki.
Nanako's far from the only one.
Goodness.
You see? You can place the ambition you once had in their hands.
Oh
Being stripped of your
God.
ambition is something that's never happened to me, so I can't claim to understand it. But I do know what it feels like to have your ambitions crushed. That's what happened on the day that you so effortlessly defeated me. So, just as I once placed my ambitions onto you, it is time for you to release yours into their custody. You are not in the same position that I was. When I left, I had nothing to my name. But you have a great number of worthy disciples.
I understand. I'm sorry to have made you worry for me. I no longer have the resolve to become the best in the world. The emptiness and suffering inside of me will not abate. But as your sensei, I shall commit to imparting unto you everything I have learned in my life so far. This is my promise. And I humbly ask Anzai, my senior, to hold me to my word.
You can count on that. I'd be checking in on you occasionally anyway, just to make sure you hadn't lost your mind again. But I am now used to the life of a wanderer. I do not belong in the dojo anymore, so I will simply stop by once in a while to make sure you aren't cutting any corners with them. Well, don't just stand there staring at me. Say thank you to Lady Yai and then get yourself back home.
So even though his ambition was taken away, his disciples can take it over on his behalf.
Traveler,
That one right there was probably the
Lady
best
Yai has
one
some
we
words
saw.
for you.
The other two was
So,
straight ass.
my
Like
intuition was correct.
Like it's like we didn't even solve them. Like we just made it more worse. It is,
Carries fresh life to these. For us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, you set foot on these islands at precisely the right moment.
What do you mean by that?
I have high hopes for you, child. Don't disappoint me.
Chat, she's feeling me? Chat, she's feeling me?
Ooh, Lady, she seems super mysterious. Paimon's so curious what she really meant by... We can come back to it another time. For now, we should go report back to Miss Kamisato.
Chat, she's feeling me? She's feeling me, chat? Oh, yep, I gotta come all the way over here. Yeah, come back all the way over here.
Go! Huh?
Hey,
Go!
Yeah, chat, she's feeling me. Word.
Oh, Ayaka! Guess who fulfilled all your wishes? Huh? Ayaka! Huh?
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 Got! Chat, I heard that she was a good character to have too.
It is a pleasure to finally meet you both face to face. I have heard all about how you helped our three friends. My sincerest thanks to you.
Thank you. Actually, we did help. Yeah.
Yeah. Short of getting them their visions back, it seems like there's no way to really help them. Ayaka, how come this time you get to come out and meet us in person?
Because now that you have done the three things I asked of you, I consider you to be my friends. As you will observe, I dispense with the screen for Toma also.
Wait a second. But isn't Toma your, servant? Paimon's happy to help and all, but Paimon sure as heck did not sign up to be a servant.
Oh. Paimon, you are most entertaining. Toma is first and foremost my friend, and was so before he ever became my attendant.
Oh, okay then. Ayaka, you seem pretty open compared to how you are behind the screen.
But
Alright, we can be friends.
bro, Palma is so goofy, chat.
Thank you both kindly. Back to the matter at hand. You have now witnessed the deprived of their visions. What are your feelings on what you have seen?
I hope they can one day be free from their torment. It seems to be a fate worse than death.
Perhaps in the eyes of a deity such as the almighty Shogun, the lives of those who inhabit the world are inconsequential. Thunders roar, lightnings flash, the winds assault, and the rains descent. All these things take place with no regard for the feelings of the common people.
Oh, what's up,
But
second
I
girl?
believe that surely you understand what they must endure.
Okay. You know, we're just playing the story.
It seems that perhaps now you can appreciate my feelings on all of this.
I will help you.
In which case,
like the version.
Perhaps you would be willing.
Yeah,
You will?
Niggas
Really?
losing their memory and like ambition is like
Naturally.
nigga, that's
Alright,
that's
bravo,
what's
my
terrible.
lady. You were right all along.
See? I told you he wouldn't reject them. I'd place my trust in the right person after all.
My
Now
trust
then,
can only get you so far.
given that the remainder of our discussion pertains to matters of a more confidential nature, perhaps we could move to the Komori tea house?
Well, here we are again.
Please continue without me. I'll keep watch.
So, what's the deal with this place anyway?
This is land that was gifted to the Yashiro Commission by the Shogun. The Kamisato clan has the exclusive right to plan, build, and repair any property on this land, and even to allow or deny access. Such privileges exist due to the Yashiro Commission's role in managing ceremonial affairs. Oftentimes, it is not appropriate to discuss details in front of bystanders.
Oh, Paimon gets it. Gotta keep a bit of mystery, right?
Once the number of ceremonial affairs conducted in the city began to decline, our forebears built a tea house here. Only members of the Yashiro Commission are permitted to come and go as they please.
Makes sense. Perfect place for a secret base.
In any case, we can talk freely here. I presume you have a few questions that you wish to ask me?
What kind of god is the... Yeah,
The almighty Shogun. I've seen her on but only a few occasions, most of them formal ceremonies. She inspires awe, commands respect, and exudes a sense of absolute authority. But as I recall, there was something else about her that struck me even more deeply. It was her almost complete lack of any emotion. In that sense, she appeared to me to be less of a ruler and more of, well, an executive official, I suppose. Focused exclusively on her single goal of implementing eternity, acting accordingly without feeling. Of course. We have tried on numerous occasions. Unfortunately, each time a proposal to repeal the decree arrives at Tenshukaku, it is promptly vetoed by both the Tenryou Commission and the Kanjo Commission, and subsequently scrapped. They invariably adopt a stance of unconditional support for the Shogun's decisions. They have no interest in discussing anything. It almost makes one wonder whether they had a hand in the Shogun's sudden decision to issue the Vision Hunt Decree. The issue is this. For the vast majority of people, the Vision Hunt Decree is something that has no implications whatsoever. After all, it is but a tiny minority of people who receive visions. Moreover, it is not unknown for visions to spark jealousy in others. Because of this, the attitude of most people towards the Vision Hunt Decree is one of indifference.
How can they be like that? Paimon's getting mad.
Nevertheless, in addition to us, there is also the resistance on Watatsumi Island.
Resistance? You mean like an army fighting against the decree?
Yes. Many who have lost or fear losing their visions have rallied to say a little more about Sangonomiya. Historically, there has always been some conflict between them and the shogunate of Narukami Island due to their different belief systems. But I do wonder whether there may be some other agenda behind their resistance movement, beyond merely fighting the Vision Hunt decree.
Ooh, Paimon has a question though.
Oh? What would you like to know, Paimon?
Have you got a plan yet to fight the Vision Hunt decree?
To be honest, we do not.
What?
Please, do not forget that challenging the Vision Hunt decree is tantamount to challenging a deity. Coming to terms with that is already a difficult step to take.
So what are we gonna do?
Well, for the moment, all we can do is try and reduce the harm that is being caused by this decree. For example, by providing vision bearers with safe refuge, or manufacturing counterfeit visions for them as a contingency measure.
You're telling Paimon that there are people out there who can make fake visions?
Don't underestimate the talents of the craftspeople in Hanamizaka. To the naked eye, their counterfeits are indistinguishable from the genuine article. The problem we are facing right now is that Master Masakatsu, who was providing us with counterfeit visions, has recently been arrested by the Tenryo Commission.
That is a problem.
So they found out about it?
So your plug got arrested.
Yes.
Tragic.
We knew it was not a long-term solution, and that it was only a matter of time before it would be exposed. But we cannot simply abandon Master Masakatsu. Exactly. I feel the same way. But given mine and Toma's identities as part of the Yashiro Commission, breaking him out of prison would risk dragging down the reputation of the entire Kamisato clan should we be caught. That would only serve to cast suspicion on any future activity we might seek to attempt. By no means do we intend to place the burden of such a task on your shoulders alone.
But
when you are ready, go to Hanamizaka and look for a fireworks shop run by the Nagonohara family. There, you will find someone who can help you.
Alright. So we done that, chat. I could really bend that emotion somehow. So this is what we're going to do. I think
Wanna come over for tea?
Leeway. So of course we did a little bit of that. So alright, let's start working on some characters. So I feel like later on in the story we're gonna have to level up these fucking characters. At least get him up there. You feel me? You feel me? You know, the more XP, the more HP we got, like, the more that his shield is, like, more versatile, you feel me? Okay, yeah, she got it. Okay. No. Noel's it's good. Noel's pretty good. Let's just go get some materials. What the fuck? Oh no, this is. Oh okay. I'll just what the fuck. Wait, can I get all the domains? Oh, good choice.
When the sun's out, bathe in sunlight. But when the moon's out, bathe in moonlight.
Alright, oh, 7,000 is crazy. If we gotta come all the way over here, yeah, but that shit crazy. Where is some more lapis?
With the wind.
I really do need that. I really do need this shit. Fuck, I need some more lapis.
Teamwork is dreamwork. Ha! Higher, pants on fire.
Gather. This is order. Stabilize. Gather.
Leave it all to me.
Solidify.
Stabilize!
I'll catch up, as a good knight should.
Solidify!
Oh, what a cute treasure coffin.
I cannot do why is it so hard trying to find core lapis? Wait, would it have core lapis? Like, let's see if it got core lapis. I'm pretty sure they got core lapis over here, Chad. So we just need core lapis to do what's his name, which I think they would have core lapis here. If we get these trees, I know the trees are really shit, but okay, line. I feel like I just kind of just the line type
Huh?
Another test. Nothing to fear. Stabilize.
Steady as stone.
Going in.
Time to go.
Order guide you. Solidify!
The hunter becomes the hunted.
Jaw's over!
I must leave no stone un...
Get out of here!
Should replace my hammer.
Oh, what a cute treasure coffin.
Go!
Fuck, I just need some core fucking lapis, bro.
One client, two clients, three clients. Huh?
Go! Phew! Go! Phew!
Bro, there is no core lapis. I thought I'll find some here. Wait, this one. I know there's some core lapis. No. Oh, yes.
W stream.
Go! Phew!
need wood.
Ooh, wonderful.
Steady us.
Solidify!
I'll catch up. Someone needs assistance.
This is order. Solidify!
I must leave no stone unturned. As a good knight should.
Stabilize!
Go! I'll catch up.
bury it, maybe it'll spring back to life.
So lucky.
I'll catch up. Steady as stone. Teamwork is dreamwork. Let's
solidify.
Higher, higher, pants on fire.
Gather.
Time to clean up. Leave it all to me. Someone needs assistance. Time to go. I'll catch up.
I only need 2 more. Okay, cool. I know there's some fun. That's just a little bit. I love this shit. Oh, damn. That's not bad. Just. Here's laughing at it.
Someone needs assistance.
Oh, they're all elusive.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember.
Fucking damn it.
But where are those who share the memory?
Then tonight we're just gonna get his talismans, and I feel like he should be done. But yeah, but if you like the video so far, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. You know, this mainly is just like and subscribe. We really didn't do anything, but just farm a little bit, you could say, and did a story, which later on, I'm pretty sure I'm just waiting for the build up. The build up, I'm really waiting for. But other than that, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. You know, make sure you like this video, all that good stuff. Yeah, and I see y'all tonight. Stay tuned. Make sure y'all watch tonight stream, farming stream. But yeah.